Develop together. Hello and welcome to week 18 of What If Wednesday. I'm Rob Palmer from Develop Together, helping you make a positive and long-lasting change. Now, here we are at week 18. My question for you this week is, what if I was able to stick to a habit for one whole year? That seems quite a big question in itself. One whole year, that's a long time to stick to a habit, a positive habit that could have some impact of significance on your life. But what I want you to think about right now is, how would that habit, if you were able to maintain it for one whole year, how much would that change your life? What would your life look like in a year's time if you were able to stick to this one habit, which is a positive habit, for one whole year? What would it be that you would do in that habit? Would it be something like exercising on a regular basis, even once a week for maybe 20 minutes a week, just doing that exercise every single week? How would your life look differently in a year's time after doing that? It could be practicing something, maybe like a musical instrument, guitar, keyboard, something like that. If you're able to do that regularly for a whole year, you'd probably be much better than you are right now at playing that musical instrument. Depends on where you start. You might be even better than you already are, or you might be able actually to be pretty good after years of practice. So think about the end game, whatever it is that you want to achieve. It could be something completely different habit, just about managing your money, sticking to a budget on a weekly basis. It could be keeping the house clean, anything like that will be a habit that you can stick to for a whole year. You might be thinking to yourself, oh, I can never stick to a whole habit for a whole year. There's loads of things that are going to get in the way, and as soon as I sort of finish doing that habit, it'll all be over, the end. This is where I need to give you a little bit of advice. Okay? If you can stick to this habit for at least 3 months, then it's more likely to become a default habit, something you don't have to actually think about doing anymore. It's just a routine, and it properly is a habit. It's something you just do without question every single week. But if you aim for the whole year and really think about the impact that doing it for a whole year is going to get you, that will help you get through that first 3 months to really build that routine and that habit into the brain, into the body if necessary. So just focus on that end result. How great would your life be if you were able to stick to this habit for a whole year? Okay? So this is a pretty big one for this week. Let your mind run riot with ideas of things that you really want to do, things you really want to achieve, and think, okay, what do I need to put in place to make sure that that is the outcome in a year's time? Be realistic about it, but think, if I did this every day or every week for a whole year, what would I be able to achieve? Also, break it down a little bit further than that and think about the barriers that might stop you from completing that task on a regular basis for a whole year. Think about it first and then think, okay, what would I need to change or move or change my mindset or location in order to make sure that those things that might stop me won't even be there in the way in the first place. So really think ahead, think, okay, what do I need to actually be in place to help me to complete that task on a regular basis for a whole year? So you can remove things in advance before they get in the way. So this is, as I said a few times already, this is a really big task that I've given you this week. Start thinking about it this week and then continue putting it all together, thinking about all those questions that I've added on to this big what if question, and hopefully you will end up with something very substantial that you can put into place, and in a year's time you can look back and think, look how far I've come in 1 year, look how great my life is now compared to it was a year ago. And so I'll check in, if I remember, I'll need to write this down, I'll check in a year's time to see if you're still doing that task that you've given yourself, made that into a habit and made some significant change in your life. So that's a big one this week. I'll try and make it a little bit smaller next week for week 19 of What If Wednesday. Develop together.